Hello and welcome to what we're calling Congleton Chronicle. It's actually the first edition of this particular slot. I'm going to be joined by James Jackson, who's the deputy editor of the Congleton Chronicle, who's going to be going through what the big stories are affecting the town this week and perhaps something we should be able to look forward to as well. James, welcome to Congleton Chronicle.
Hi, Mark. Nice to see you.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Just a little background about us, I suppose, before we start this this first one. Tell me a bit about yourself. You're the deputy editor.
I'm the deputy editor, and I've been for some years at the Chronicle. I've been at the Chronicle. It's gone so fast. I've been at the Chronicle for a good 20 years or so now. I mean, it's a great independent local paper. Sadly, there's not many of them around anymore, Mark. And we're still a print product. We want people to go out and buy the paper. Yeah. So there's not much digital at the Chronicle. Yeah. But we tell the news, and we think we tell the news what local people need to know. Yeah,
and it's a fundamental part of the fabric of this town of Congleton, isn't it?
It definitely is.
I know you're going to definitely agree with that.
Of course.
But as a reader, and I know lots of other people are readers, it's an historic part of this town, isn't it?
It is.
Without it, we'd be a lesser place.
Definitely. And Congleton, like a lot of people know that have been here a good while, there's a good sense of community in Congleton. Yeah. And that's really, the Chronicle is a community paper.
It is, absolutely. So let's take a look at what's been happening in the town over the last 7 days or so. I noticed the big story on the front page is hideous, quotes, fence is ruining Astbury Mere. What's
Mark, so over the years, stories about Astbury Mere, which is dubbed, Congleton's jewel in the crown, because of the, it is the local beauty spot. And over the years, we do report sometimes where there has been clashes between the fact that it is a beauty spot that a lot of people love to walk around, but the Mere is a popular spot for anglers, and it's owned by Stoke-on-Trent Angling Club. And the latest situations we report this week is that they've put up what some have described as a hideous fence partway round the Mere. What they say is to stop, amongst other things, dogs off lead from attacking the wildlife. And we have, in fact, reported in the past, and sadly, about how swans have been killed by dogs. Yeah. Of course, the other side of that is people say it is some people have said it's a hideous fence, and we're led to believe that Astbury Mere Trust, who manage the grounds of Astbury Mere, are seeking some sort of injunction to possibly stop the fence from being put up. That's what the strength of feeling is, Mark.
Well, I should declare an interest. Up until quite recently, I was a trustee.
Right.
So I don't really have a comment to make on that as such. But it is, I've always thought it's a weird setup in a way, isn't it? Because like you say, the bank of the Mere is owned by Stoke-on-Trent Angling Club.
It is, the bank and the water is owned by the Angling Club.
But the park around it is owned by the Astbury Mere Trust.
It is, yes.
And I think it's a demarcation that quite a few people don't really understand.
And a lot of people who use it, they wouldn't know. And why should they? They wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
So they feel, well, they shouldn't. Why is this fence going up? No one's got a right to do that. But they do own where the club owns where the fence is going up. But like I said, over the years there has been this rub between what happens with the way the water is run and the impact on the people who enjoy the Mere surroundings. Yeah,
well, let's hope it doesn't impact too much on anybody's enjoyment.
Definitely.
Of the Mere. The anglers, all the visitors.
That's right.
It is a fantastic facility for the town, isn't it?
It is, and of course, it's you get hundreds of runners there every Saturday with the park run as well. So it is not, and of course, in the summer, it's become it's Congleton Beach and all the rest of it. It's well used. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Elsewhere on the front page this week, James, the town council agrees 17.8% rise in its council tax precept, in its rate. Now, again, I need to declare an interest here because I am a town councillor. I'm not going to make a comment on it.
Right, understandable.
My voting intentions at the meeting were obvious. I voted against it, but that's as much as I can say because that's public knowledge.
Okay.
What about the rest of the town? What's been the reaction?
Well, really, I'll just set the scene with this. So the 17.8% rise in the precept is is the levy the town council charges for its share of Cheshire East council tax. So it's set by town councils and parish councils each year. But the situation at Congleton Town Council this year, there is a fear that because of the perilous financial situation of Cheshire East Council, that Cheshire East might foist some of the services that it currently runs on town and parish councils. And the fear is at Congleton Town Council is that obviously they're going to need more money to run whatever these devolved services, we call it devolved services, are going to cost in future. And that formed part of the debate amongst the town councillors as to how much it should increase this year. I mean, there was speculation that it could have gone up 20% or so, but in the end, although it was a split decision, 50-50, I think, last Thursday, the town councillors did approve the 17.8% rise.
I mean, you're right, it could have been as much as 19.9. I don't think there's anything contentious in me saying that that's what was debated, because it's true. And again, it's a matter of public knowledge.
Yes.
So 17.8% in Congleton Town Council's precept doesn't necessarily mean that everybody's council tax is going to go up by 17.8%, does it?
Correct,
Because
that's right.
As you've already pointed out, really, the vast bulk of what people pay in council tax actually goes to Cheshire East, doesn't it?
Well, it's Cheshire East, and then obviously the precept includes what the fire service and the police as well.
Yeah.
They levy their precept as well.
Yeah.
But, it's important that we report on what Congleton council taxpayers, their bill is made up of.
Yes.
Because they all include, for Congleton Town Council, obviously that includes the town council's streetscape service. Everyone loves the park, the hanging baskets, the troughs that line Mountbatten Way, and all the other, the roundabouts, etc. They're all done by Streetscape, and that's what people's precept goes towards amongst. And the paddling, how popular is the paddling pool every summer? That's what the precept pays for as well. Yeah. But more, like I said earlier, Mark, if Cheshire East don't sort their finances out, the likelihood is that they'll ask Congleton Town Council, can you run, or you will have to run this service, so the money's going to have to come from somewhere, and it'll be from the public of Congleton's pockets where it'll probably come.
Absolutely, and it's the old adage, isn't it? You don't get anything for nothing, really.
Exactly,
if you want a pretty town,
you've
got to pay for it.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, that's the front page, more or less, dealt with. What about some of the interior pages, James?
Yeah, if it's an interesting one on page 5 that's probably worth a quick talk about, Mark, to do with Ruby Parr, who's... a lot of people know the Congleton-based charity, award-winning charity called Ruby's Fund, that helps children with SEND.
Yes.
It has light-sensitive rooms. It's got an outreach bus that goes out, which SEND children can go into, and they benefit from that. But the story we're reporting on is basically how... Ruby has severe learning difficulties, and she has, several seizures a day. Yeah. She needs a lot of care, round the clock care. Basically, she's in a wheelchair. Now she's been cared for, obviously, throughout her childhood by a family, and Mum Alison Parr, who founded Ruby's Fund. Yeah. But in the last few months or so, Ruby's turned 18, so she's now an adult. Right. Now, basically what's happened is, because Alison, as Ruby's mum knows best about what care she needs, she has had to go to court and successfully won a court judgment that basically, even though now Ruby's turned, she's in adulthood, that a mother is her... guardian, basically, and she can decide on what care she needs, as opposed to social services, etc. And in the court judgment, the judge flagged up, based on the evidence, the situations that Alison and Ruby had faced over the years in struggling with the best care that Alison as a mother believed she needed, compared to what other services said she needed, it's quite, it's being described as a test case for other parents in similar situations who are worried when their child who needs all this care becomes an adult.
Yes.
Ruby, sadly, she can't decide for herself the care that she needs. And like I said earlier, Mother Alison, as a mother, has been awarded the right by a judge to decide in her adulthood what care she needs.
Yes.
Which is quite, it's quite an interesting, it's quite an interesting read. Yeah.
James, thanks for joining us this week.
And you,
Great to see you
enjoyed
again.
that.
James Jackson, the deputy editor of the Congleton Chronicle, joining me, Mark Edwardson, for this week's edition of Congleton Chronicled. Hope to see you next time.